Yeah, let's go. Shout out to Mountain and Fish, I got Iggy and Woods doing right for the culture. If you just here for the views and the likes and just put out no mic, you a vulture. They let me down, but the raps did it. They let me down, but the switch did it. They let me down, but the raps did it. They let me down, but the
This is your boy Iggy.
It's your boy Woods.
You are now tuned in to another episode of Hip Hop Hoops Podcast.
Let's get it.
Guys, we want to keep thanking you guys for subscribing, tuning into the videos, all the episodes. We really appreciate all the support from the city, man. That's gonna keep us motivated, keep going. You feel me?
Bottom line, let's do it, man.
Follow us on the website, man. www.hhhoops.com. You can follow us there or subscribe to us on there. We got all the different things where we're gonna be. You know, merch is all there. Everything else. Well, stay tuned for any updates. You'll see it on the website.
That's what's up.
I'm ready to go, man. This is an episode. We're a little bit late, but that's okay. We got to talk about the Fort Erie last week versus Utah Prep.
It was crazy because when we recorded the game, we recorded early,
Yes,
obviously.
it was
that
on
Sunday.
the Sunday,
It was
yes.
on that Sunday, so that
Yes.
game was
Live.
later that afternoon.
Yeah.
And that was the game of the weekend. We knew it was gonna be a game. You know what I mean? In regards to Utah Prep was gonna get a little challenge, get a little Canadian challenge. You know what I mean? Because they kind of dealt with Crown. Let's not get into all that. But
Anyway.
you know what I mean? They kind of gave it to them. But I knew Fort Erie, just seeing how they played against Prolific Prep. I was like, ooh, this match is gonna be nice.
It was a nice matchup. AJ didn't have his best game. He missed like 9 free throws. He did end up still with 24.
Yeah.
Some crazy highlights. In
Crazy
there.
highlights.
Had that off the rebound
That
dunk.
putback was sick.
Had the windmill dunk, which was crazy in transition. But Tristan Beckford, he showed up, man.
He did.
17. I think he had 17, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Right.
He showed out, man. And
Definitely, man.
their point guard, he came up with
Promise.
some timely shots. Promise.
Yeah.
From he's out from your ways in Quebec, correct?
Yeah.
He is a problem.
He is a problem.
He's
You know
a
what I
problem.
mean? And let's not forget Deng Noor. Am I pronouncing his name
I don't
correctly?
know. I'm not sure how you
Deng
pronounce it.
Noor.
But he had some huge plays.
Listen, man. He plays like there's something on the line, bro.
Every time.
Every
bro.
possession. You know what I mean? Like, and the one thing about Fort Erie that I really appreciated, number one, their coach, bar none, one of the top coaches in prep in Canada, hands down. The way he moves and his coaching staff moves when it comes to situations during the game, like you can tell, he's coaching, but sometimes he's changing the play call like midway, like shit like that. That is tough.
That's a good coach.
Like you know what I mean? Like that's where I'm trying to get to, like in regards to just adjusting on the fly. And everybody's on the same page with it. You know what I mean? So that was super tough. But like man, that game though, I still got goosebumps, man.
It was an amazing game, and Utah Prep would go up with some haymakers, and they would go up by like 10.
Right.
And then here comes Fort Erie, tie the game up.
Right.
They go up by 10 again. Here comes Fort Erie again. Tie the game up. And, I think Fort Erie believed that, like, hey, if we can keep this thing close,
right,
we have a chance to win in the end. And that's what they did. And they end up giving Utah Prep their first loss of the season. So
I think their first loss of grind session.
In grind session?
I think that was their second loss overall.
Okay.
You know
but,
what I mean?
I want to ask you, what does this mean for Canada basketball? This win that Fort Erie, got last week.
Right.
What do you think this means for Canada basketball?
It means a lot. Definitely means a lot. I still think we're a ways because Prolific Prep, Utah State Prep, they were killing. They're having a field day this grind session in Canada. So I felt like overall, Canada ball still has a ways to go.
It does help when you have 2 NBA guys that are in high school playing high school, but those guys are NBA guys.
They are.
And you can see their top level guys compared to our top level guys.
Right.
It's just a difference.
There's a huge difference.
It's just the difference. Those guys are league ready to do one and done. and our guys are, trying to go to college
Right.
and hoping that we can contribute in college.
Exactly.
And that's just the difference.
And that's a huge difference. Though.
Oh, it's
you know
a
what I
huge
mean?
difference.
But we're there though, like something to hang our hat on.
Oh,
You know what I
100%.
mean?
Yeah.
But the amount of grittiness and focus, attention to detail on the offensive end and the defensive end, that's what Canada needs to get to. What Fort Erie illustrated, we got to do that all the time. We got to play that all the time with that type of conviction. So, you know what I mean?
I can definitely appreciate Fort Erie, battling in this game and coming out with the win. And I think this is huge for Canada basketball because, I don't want any guys who come in from America getting it twisted like we just can't compete.
Yeah,
And we
sweet over
can't
there.
win and it's sweet over here. And that's just not the case.
No,
We got a lot of talent over here. We got some hoopers. We got great coaches. We got great skill developers. And it's showing. And listen, we came out with the victory, and I'm happy for it.
very happy for them, man.
I'm happy for Canada basketball. But grind session, these guys, man, this thing, grind session, is just an amazing thing, man. It's like,
It's beautiful to watch. The evolution of it is
oh
crazy.
my God, like we
They're in
gotta-
Miami right now.
They're,
fams.
this is what I was about to say. So to go to Colorado, to go to Boston,
Yeah.
then come to Toronto, and now they're in Miami. Shout out to Dan Hudson again, man.
working, man.
Just doing some
He
great
working.
things. So grind session has moved to Miami.
Yeah.
Royal Crown is playing
Yes.
in Miami.
Yes.
These guys, so Royal Crown faced Dream City Christian. They lost. I think the score was 87 or 89 to 80. They lost by like 9 points. But I got to give a shout out to Kamani Walters again.
AKA Big Shane Jr.
That's a good comparison.
You feel me?
I was thinking even the long, I would say like Drew Holiday as well. He gives me that Drew Holiday type of vibe.
Right.
But he had 24 points. He had
Yes.
6 rebounds. He played well. Even Royal Crown, they lost, but they're losing. They didn't have all their guys there.
Right.
Cam didn't play. That's like 12, 15 points right there.
Exactly.
So they were down some guys, but they still competed, made it a game. And listen, man, I'm just super excited that our teams are going out there and they're playing.
Yes.
I'm super excited about that. So shout out Royal Crown once again for doing that. We also got to talk about in this grind session, DME.
Yes.
They got the next Trey Man Jr. They
Damn,
played
talk to
Christian. They played Dream City Christian again. The score was 81 to 78. And we had this kid. His name is Mikel Brown Jr. I hope I'm saying it correctly. You heard it first. I hope you're hearing it first from us.
Right.
But Mikel Brown Jr.
He's up.
He
He's
had
up
a
next.
50 piece, and when I tell you this kid's game is polished, Mikel Brown Jr., I believe he's from the Florida area. He had 50 with the game.
Problem child, man.
The buzzer beater at the
Yeah.
end was a 3-ball. Listen, he had 8 threes in this game. He is Trey Man Jr. he gives me the Trey Man vibes.
Yeah.
Like he's so polished, and I can't wait till the world sees this kid because they are gonna see this kid. Believe me.
Yes.
Mikel Brown Jr., man.
Remember the
grind
name.
session.
Remember the name.
Remember the name. Trust me. But let's get into some NBA stuff.
Yes.
Listen, man. The viewership is down in the NBA, and I think I know why. The injury bug.
Right.
Some of our favorite players are injured. We got KD who's not playing.
Right.
He's injured. You got Ja. You got Zion. Who else? Who else is there who's injured, which is just bad? Chris Middleton. We got Scotty Barnes, Tyrese Maxey. You had guys like Paul George who didn't start in the beginning of the year. You got Chet who's hurt now. Hartenstein hasn't played a game yet for them. Who else? Embiid has just been
Right.
whenever he feels like playing, he just plays.
Right.
So they say they were talking about viewership is low. Do you think the injury is is the reason why viewership is low. Other people had different reasons. Like Shaq was saying, oh, well, every team is doing the same thing, shooting threes, da 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 da. It's not as exciting as it used to be.
Man,
What is your thoughts?
I think the game is exciting. I think now that the analytics are there, like, you know what I mean? Everybody talks about it. Everybody can see it. Of course the viewership's going to be down. The viewership's always going to increase, decrease, increase. They're probably catching it at a decrease moment right now, which is cool. But in regards to the injury piece,
and why are these injuries happening? Like
well, Scotty Barnes was a freak hit. He got hit in the face, right?
He looked like he got shot.
Stop it, man.
Like, brother, what? Like, he looked like somebody shot him.
I mean,
Come on, man. That was a little extra.
Chet got hurt. That was a basketball play. He got hurt. He went to go challenge a dunk.
Brother, go to buffets. Go to buffets. If you had some meat on your body, your hips wouldn't have been shot like that.
Go to buffets.
Go to a buffet.
But I think that's the problem. These guys are going to too many buffets. I think maybe they need a month before they have training camp to really get their body right. These guys they're not taking care of their body the way they're supposed to.
Know who we need to talk about this? Doctor. What's his name? Your boy there.
Flip. I can see his face.
Yes.
Right?
We know who we're talking about.
We know who we're talking about, man. We'll put a picture up for him. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think these guys, they got to go a little bit harder in regards to getting their body right before training camp. Then on top of that, like we said a couple episodes ago, these kids are putting so much, not kids, but these guys have been putting so much mileage on their bodies for the longest time, from AAU to the pros.
Yes.
So you know what I mean? So that's playing a role as well. But I honestly believe maybe if they could have some type of training to really stimulate the NBA to get ready for an NBA season a month before they start. People are gonna say, "Oh, maybe you should shorten the season." No, 82 games is 82 games, bro.
But they've been doing. But this is the thing for me. That they've been doing this forever. The NBA's always been 82 games,
right?
Except when they had the lockout seasons and obviously the bubble. But come on, it's always been 82 games.
Facts.
And guys been surviving.
Straight up.
Do it. All the guys in the 80s and 90s, they've been playing through it, and they've been playing more games. So I don't understand. Guys are sitting out more games and they're still injured.
And I think that hurts them. Sitting out hurts you because then you got to get your body back to NBA ready after you sat for a bit. You know what I mean?
They got to break down their body and then build it back up.
Give yourself some more time during your off season to really get your body right.
Because I'm confused with Embiid. How did you play for the Olympics? And then your big
but let's keep it a buck. Did he really play that nice? Because everybody's talking about when USA beat, what was Joker's team?
Serbia.
Mm-hmm. And they're making it sound like Embiid was like this big Joker stopper for a quarter or a half or whatnot.
He did play well.
If you really watched the game, he was chilling on the perimeter half of the time.
He played well the second half though.
Listen, man, I'm just saying,
and I think
it wasn't worthy of saying, "Oh, you locked down Joker." Joker was doing way more.
I don't care about the lockdown piece, but it was him. He was one of the reasons why they won that game.
How?
Offensively, he was one of the reasons.
See my face.
They were going to lose that game, and Embiid showed up.
They were going to lose that game because flipping Curry just went crazy. Nuclear.
Curry went
first
crazy.
Game and second game. The first time and second time they played against Serbia, Curry had some timely threes that helped them.
But it was Curry and it was Embiid for sure.
For a quarter?
Listen, that's all it takes is a quarter.
Man, I'm just saying.
You can win a game in a quarter.
It didn't look. Just watching him play during USA, it was like he's coasting.
Anyways, I just don't understand how he played and then he's injured in the beginning of the year. That makes no sense. He's not playing back-to-backs. It's just a weird case. Man, he always playing. His big ass.
Philly hit the injury.
He's just full of shit, man. He got all kind of things wrong with him. So, but I do agree with you on this one piece about the injuries being guys playing too much basketball in the summertime. AAU, like guys are playing a lot of games when they're young till now. So I do agree with you on that piece.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see what happens,
man. And the numbers are gonna go up, man. I feel like right now we still got football, we got college football. You know what Colorado's doing with Prime. crazy. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on right now. Like, you know what I mean? When football kind of dies down and finishes, you know, basketball always increases a little later on. But yeah, it's a little concerning, but I don't think it's that concerning. And on top of that, they're getting ready to change networks and stuff. I think that's just talk for like, yo, wait till the NBA gets back on NBA on NBC. Like, you know what I mean?
It's all good though.
It's all good.
So some NBA news this week. We had some standouts. De'Aaron Fox, man.
Yo,
That boy went off for 60.
should hold that.
You know, they did lose.
Yeah.
Who did they play? Do you know who they played? I forget the team. Was it
Minnesota?
Yes, Minnesota.
Right.
They lost to Minnesota and then they won.
Well, he's taking Western Conference Player of the Week.
100%. Where would you put De'Aaron Fox as point guards in the NBA right
I
now?
always had him in the top 5.
Top
you know
5.
what I mean?
I have
but,
him top 5 as well.
But this year, you know, I mean, Steph reclaimed it. He's back. You know what I mean? Ja, like I said, out of sight, out of mind. Just when he's there, problem.
I told you about
you
Ja.
called that, man. You called it. You know what I mean?
Ja is like one of them freshies at.
Here we go.
That's how he plays. He just stupid. He just plays wild. He plays like one of them freshies at, you know, when you go to what's the gym? Fit for Less or
Fit for Less
or you know, when you go to one of them joints.
yeah.
Or even a Stanley run when the freshies come in and when all the real hoopers are done, then the freshies come on and play.
No, I think Falstaff has more freshies because you
Oh,
guys
yes, you're right.
You guys have the TDC bus drivers doing their thing.
So
Like,
when the
come on
freshies
now.
come in and play in Falstaff, that's how he played.
Right.
Just wild and dumb.
They scratch,
and
man.
And
They
I know
scratch
he
a
was
lot.
going to get hurt. I knew this.
Yeah.
That's just how he played.
But he was preserving his body. He didn't see the 360 layup. Like he could have 360 dunked it. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's slowly preserving his energy.
He
But
plays like a dummy.
here we go.
He
man.
plays like a dummy, and this is why his body breaks down. First off, he doesn't have no frame for real, so he's little. So he just plays stupid. So
I wouldn't
the way
say
he
it's
plays,
stupid, man.
the
That's
way
so
he
harsh,
plays is
bro.
he's going to get injured. The way he plays, it's just it is what it is. And I told you, all of a sudden we didn't think it was serious. Now he got crutches. He's walking with crutches. Come on. So, and I don't hope. I want the guy to play. I want to see. I want to see all the guys play.
Right.
That bothers me that these guys are hurt. So,
But De'Aaron Fox is up there. You know what I mean with Steph. You know LaMelo Ball is doing his damn thing.
you
know
think
what I mean?
LaMelo's the top 5 point guard this year?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now, within the last 14 games, 12 to 14 games?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though, you know, refs kind of bailed him out a couple times.
Wow.
He got away with a crazy foul that gave him a win against Atlanta. Got away with a foul. Got away with a non-call or a call in his favor against the Bucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out the refs. Gotta love those refs.
So I
man.
got a question for so I don't think LaMelo is a top 5 point guard in the NBA right now. I don't think so. But who I know 100% ain't a top 5 point guard in the NBA right now, Tyrese Halliburton. I think he's overrated. I think he's one of the most overrated players in the league.
Was it Evan Turner calling him out, saying he's like
Yes.
saying that
Yes.
he's basically mid?
And I agree with him. I mean, Tyrese, and I want to know from the people, I want to talk to us in the comments. I want to know, who would you take, LaMelo Ball or Tyrese Halliburton? Talk to us in the comments. I think he's overrated. I think he's overrated, Tyrese
You
Halliburton.
know, Carlisle's gonna catch. Like it's a great problem to have for Coach Carlisle because he has Andrew Nemhart just chilling, just waiting.
Yes,
for that opportunity for more role.
And he won't get that. He won't get it just because how much Tyrese makes. Tyrese is a max player, but Indiana's just stupid. That whole organization is dumb because why are you having Matherin come off the bench? He's a star.
Right.
The guy just had 38 the other day.
Like it was
What are we
nothing.
doing here?
Right.
Indiana, what are you guys doing? They're just a dumb organization.
I don't think they're dumb. I think they're more.
What are you waiting
They're-
for?
they're
This guy
balancing
is
it
a
out.
star. He is a star.
They're balancing out the bench right now. He's coming off an injury.
They're just dumb.
They'll probably. We're only 14 games in, man. I think.
They're dumb,
I
bro.
think possibly he may start second half
He's
of the
the
season.
best player on that team.
Pascal
Matherin,
is. Chill.
no, he's better
Chill.
than Pascal.
He ain't better than Pascal,
He's the
bro.
best player on that
Not
team.
better than
He
Pascal
is. His
Siakam.
upside is way better.
We're talking
He's
about
a better
upside.
player.
Upside is
He's a better
upside.
player right now. He's a
All
better player.
NBA. till Maverick can get
that happened
all
5 years
NBA.
ago, bro.
Don't matter. It's still
It
on
happened
it,
5 years ago.
and he's still a champ too.
It happened 5
It's
years ago.
all good.
What have you done for me lately?
He's done
It's
a lot.
5 years ago.
Actually,
bro.
helped bring them to the conference final last year.
Listen,
though Matherin was injured.
Matherin is the best player on that team, and Indiana is holding him back. If I was him, I'd ask for a trade. Get his ass out of there because they're stupid. They're dumb. Anyways, Chris Paul, CP3, 12K
point guard.
assists.
Yes.
What does this mean? 12K assists.
It means he's in an elite class.
Third
With
in
J Kid,
assists.
J Kid and John Stockton.
J Kid and John Stockton
bro.
are ahead of him.
Come on, bro.
What does this mean?
It just means that 20 years in, you know what I mean? He found a cheat code with Wemby. You know what I mean? If you see a high pick
He's
and
gonna
roll-
pass J Kid because J Kid has 91 more assists than
Is
him.
it 81 or 91? 91?
91 more
Yeah,
assists
he's
than
gonna pass
him.
J Kid.
And neither one of them are catching John Stockton. John
Right.
Stockton got 15,000.
He caught him-
806.
John Stockton caught that pick and roll bug.
They're not.
real soon in his career.
No one's catching John
You know what I mean?
Stockton.
Real shit.
But what does this mean? What does this mean to you? Tell me. What is this? What
It
does
means
this
a lot.
12,000 assists mean?
It just shows that, like I said, he is a point guard. Like he's up there with the point guards when it comes to assists.
Is he up there?
He is.
Is
He's
Chris
third
Paul?
in assists.
Okay, Chris Paul is third in assists. Is he a top 5 point guard of all time?
Yes.
Tell me your top 5 point guards. I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Of all time?
Because
Of all time?
yes, he's not,
Isaiah
he's not
Thomas.
better than Magic. He's not better than Isaiah Thomas. He's not better than Curry. He's not better than Kidd. He's not better than Stockton. He's not better than those 5 guys, so he's not a top 5 point guard in the league. He's overrated. Chris Paul is the most overrated point guard of all time.
Like
he is
Cousins,
his
DeMarcus
non-winning
Cousins, bro.
ass. He
How-
don't win games. He's a bum. He don't win games.
The injury bug hit him
I don't wanna hear
every
that shit,
time.
man.
Every time he's about to make a splash, injuries hit him, man. It just happens
Chris
like that,
Paul
man.
is the most overrated point guard of all time.
Nah.
And you know what guys I'm gonna pick over him?
Nah.
I'm picking Tony Parker over him.
No.
I'm
look,
picking
he-
Chauncey Billups over him.
No.
I'm picking both of those guys over him.
Why is that?
Yo, Tony Parker got like 3 or 4 rings.
Look at his team.
Okay, and what happened to Chris Paul when he was playing with the Clippers?
He got hurt.
That's that Clippers team.
After they eliminated San Antonio Spurs.
What
he
happened?
Got hurt.
What happened when he was with Phoenix Suns just now when they went to the only trip he's ever played in?
Right.
And
he was a lot older, though.
He
He
won
was a
one
lot-
game.
he was
and
a
then
lot
couldn't,
older,
Couldn't
fams.
win not one more game.
Who
after
else
that.
was on his squad again?
Booker. He had a team.
Right.
He had a team. DeAndre Ayton. He had a squad.
He had a
What
squad.
happened? We got to stop making excuses for
not-
these
it's not-
guards
it's not
who have
excuses.
teams and they can't win.
Nah, you cut it out, man. That
He can't win.
That is blasphemous what you're saying right now.
Chris Paul is the most overrated point guard
Wow.
in the NBA
Wow.
that is ever seen, and I want to hear from you guys in the comments about this.
And for the record, Chris Paul is better than Stockton.
No, he's not.
Pound for
he's
pound,
not.
Stockton
No, he's
cannot
not.
F
Listen,
with. Cannot
Stockton,
F with Chris
Stockton
Paul. You're
only-
crazy.
Stockton,
You're crazy.
Stockton would have 2 championships.
How?
And we know why he didn't win.
Why?
Because the greatest player in the world
Cut
he
it
went
out,
against
man.
twice. That's
on,
why.
man. Come on, man.
That is the reason why.
Nah,
he
fam.
went against Black Jesus and couldn't beat him. That's the
man.
reason
he
why.
never played against someone like Chris Paul. He would have got ended.
If Chris Paul
Know what I
was there
mean?
instead of Stockton, what happens? They still lose.
No, they would have probably won.
Come on, man.
Because you're getting more offense.
Come
You're
on,
getting
man.
more offense
Come on,
out of Chris
man.
Paul.
Come on.
For position,
Stop
come on,
it.
man.
Stop it.
Stockton, transition, he'll find you cool. In the half court pick and roll, he'll find Malone cool. Other than that, what? Is he hitting any game winners? I seen him hit one game winner against Houston.
Listen,
Cut it out, man. You're
available.
dissing, bro.
He's available.
Here we go.
He's available. He plays games.
The best ability is availability.
Exactly.
I like that one, right?
So he's available. That's one. And if I told you if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, that boy would have 2 wings.
Nah,
the
man.
guy, they had the best record in one year. I think they had like 60 wins. They were the best team in the West, best team in NBA. Karl Malone gets MVP.
Right.
If they don't run into Michael Jordan, they win. They win.
I don't know about
They
that.
ran into the greatest player that ever lived, and that's why they lost.
And then, for your record, my top 5 point guards of all time.
Chris Paul is in it. This horrible.
Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson, Steve Nash, Steph Curry, Chris Paul.
Why you got these losers in
You
here?
can call them losers all you want.
Why you got these losers in
Call
your
them
top
losers all
5?
you want, bro.
And listen, no disrespect to Kid Canada, but he's a loser. He didn't win nothing.
Hey, listen, man.
He
Once
robbed
again,
Kobe Bryant of 1 MVP. Listen, the guy's Anyways,
Listen, if
we're
Robert
gonna move
Horry
on.
didn't give him that push,
We gotta
and
move
Amari
on.
Stoudemire didn't come
This
off the
guy's
bench,
crazy. We gotta move on. This guy
Phoenix would have won that
he
chip.
got 2 losers.
Phoenix would have won that chip that year.
He got
Just
2
remember
losers
that,
in
man.
his top 5, man.
Here we go,
Listen,
man.
and I want to know from the people: is Chris Paul a top 5 point guard of all time? Talk to us in the comments. Anybody who says yes, you guys are losers too. Anyways, yo, we gonna go to the Cavs and the Warriors. This is
Yes,
crazy.
this is
the Cavs are
nuts.
14-0, and the Warriors are 10-2. Which team are you more surprised by?
I'm more surprised about Golden State.
Really?
Yes. I'm very happy to see what Cleveland is doing because they had the same team last year. So it just shows that the coach was really effing up. Or the coach lost the locker room. Because I don't know what
Who's the coach? Bickerstaff? Was it?
I think it was Bickerstaff last
Right.
year. Who's the coach now?
Atkinson. Yeah.
Coach Atkinson, he's unlocked something with the backcourt. Because last year they just couldn't figure it out.
Because that's a hell of a backcourt. I
It's a
always
hell of a
figured that
backcourt.
was good.
And then that front court, they thought that Allen and Mobley couldn't coexist.
Shit.
And holy shit, are they wrong?
The
they're just
5
the
and
ball
the 4?
just swings so nicely. They're on a string on defense. They look like they enjoy playing ball with each other. It's scary to watch. Can they sustain it? What's gonna happen when a little adversity kicks in? Is Donovan Mitchell gonna go into diva mode? You know what I mean? What's his name? Devin Mitchell. You know what I mean?
Devin Mitchell?
Diva
Oh,
in
God.
Mitchell. You feel me? Is he gonna turn into one of those after shit starts? If they get into a couple losing streaks. But I'm super happy for him, and I'm happy for Cleveland.
It sounds like you're more surprised about Cleveland the way you're talking.
No,
Doesn't
I'm more.
it sound like he's more
I'm
surprised?
I'm more surprised about Golden State at the moment because one, when they played Boston,
Ooh.
they put belt to ass,
Yeah.
and Steve Kerr was looking like, yo, I think it was post game or pre game. He goes, for the Team USA, I had 12 Hall of Famers. Somebody had to sit out, basically. You know what I mean?
He had 12 Hall of Famers now.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Is what's his name? Derek White's a Hall of Famer? What the hell is he talking about?
Right, you know what?
just
He was
saying
still
anything,
the man
huh?
was still giving Tatum his flowers. So I was like, yo, Tatum is gonna go off.
He didn't.
He's gonna go off. That didn't happen.
But you know what? That was a statement game. But I also think not having Brown play,
That played a huge role.
they focused more on Tatum where
Right.
he just couldn't.
And
get
he was still
loose.
cooking.
Nah,
He was still cooking, but
He should have did. I wanted him to do more and win the game. But
Right.
I get it.
right. And then when they played against Dallas, you know what I mean? There were so many storylines.
That was amazing.
There were
game.
so many storylines in that
Klay
game.
Thompson balled out to that.
He
game.
did.
Yes.
He did.
He balled
But
out.
it
But
was
Steph Curry.
It was more.
boy had the last
this
10
year-
points.
This year is more for Steve Kerr and Steph Curry for me personally.
Draymond's
'Cause
hooping now.
He's hooping, but he's always been the glue guy.
Yeah.
Regardless, that's why he got the big money.
Mm-hmm.
If they had to choose between Clay and Draymond, who to pay, that would benefit Steph and Steve, or Coach Curry, I should say, they're gonna have to go with Draymond because Draymond does everything, and it's not you can't replace that. But the fact that Kyrie was there, and you already know the Kyrie, nobody talks about it, but the Kyrie Stephen Curry beef, even though it's not a beef, but it's a beef, because I think the whole world thinks, well, that's not a Steph Curry fan, thinks Kyrie's better than Steph, right? And he always gets his number for some strange reason. You had that. You had Luka. You know what I mean? Who's the face of the NBA.
Luka is the worst defender in the NBA.
Oh my, zero
He shit on defense.
Zero defense.
Can you guard somebody?
Right?
My God.
And then you had Clay coming back.
Yo, Luka's defense is so shit. He has the YMCA hoopers thinking they can play in the league.
Real
And they're
shit.
like, I'll cook his ass.
I-
He's so shit on defense.
Oh,
My
man,
God.
but he'll roast you on offense.
That,
You know what
I
I mean?
hope so.
Right?
Shit,
but
give him something.
I'm just saying, I'm more surprised. 10-2 right now. Golden State, they're stepping up to the challenge. Like I said, it's
they're
the
number
first.
two. They're number two in the West.
Number 2 in the West. You know, I feel like, okay, first 12 to 14 games, yeah, they're doing their damn thing.
But you
Is
know
it
what?
sustainable? That's the $1 million
Curry
question.
said something that was interesting to me. Is that he said that I want to make sure that we're not playing catch up. So he want to start off right.
Yeah.
So in the end, they're not playing catch up.
The start of
Which
the
is good.
season is I'm starting to learn now that the start of the season is super crucial. You know what I mean? It sucks that the NBA gave the Raptors that schedule. You know what I mean? The Raptors were in every game thus far. You know what I mean?
They took a
Yesterday's
loss
loss.
on-
Yesterday's loss was some bullshit. Refs.
Wow, you can't blame Jason
Yo,
Tatum for hitting the
Jason,
shot.
he traveled number one, bro. First of all, if you break it down, before the second overtime,
I want you to find that clip. We're gonna talk to the internet refs. Did Jason Tatum
he
travel? Let us
jab
know.
step, shake, shake, shake. Both feet are moving like crazy. You know what I mean? Aji, what's his name? Aji was locked. He had that locked up. Even, and I hate how internet's moving right now, saying, "Oh, Jason Tatum got the game winner," which he did. But to go into the first overtime, he stepped on the man's foot and he dropped, and then he hit all glass. And then the second time around, he travels. But even in between that, he fully fouled Pirtle, and you owe Pirtle an apology.
Man,
You owe
Pirtle-
Pirtle a
Pirtle
freaking
bum
apology,
ass out
bro.
of here.
You owe him an apology.
I'm still waiting for
Top
him to
center.
trade.
He's one of the top centers in the NBA right now.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Then the NBA ain't shit.
Now the NBA ain't shit.
If
You
he's
owe the man an apology,
if
bro.
Pirtle is one of the
You
top centers
owe
in the NBA,
the man an
listen
apology,
to me.
brother.
If Pirtle is one of the top centers in the NBA, now I see why the viewership's low.
Here we
This
go.
product's bullshit.
Well, it's not
And
about.
we gotta go. We gotta move on to something
We're
else.
watching skilled basketball, bro.
We gotta move to something else.
Nah,
if
bro.
he's one of the top centers in the NBA, now I see why viewership's low, and we gotta move on.
That's some
'Cause
bullshit.
This is terrible.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit right there.
I know Pirtle is some bullshit.
No,
I totally
Pirtle
agree.
had an amazing game yesterday against the champs.
Finally,
Put some
he did
respect on
something.
that. You know what I mean? RJ, an amazing triple double. You know what I mean? Just gotta hit your free throws, fams.
Now, can
You gotta
Scotty
hit
come
your free
back from
throws.
his gunshot injury? Can he come back now, please?
And quickly, man. Dag, man. Every time, bro, you're injured, bro. But we got two guards that are some dogs, and they're making it hard for point guards in the NBA.
Yeah, well, we
You know what I
we
mean?
need our team. I told you, if we have our team assembled together, then we can make a
Then
run.
we can make some run.
But
Definitely.
without those guys, and again,
tough.
starting off good,
right.
we need our guys. We need
But-
to play together.
but
We need our guys.
From a moral victory standpoint, the games that we're losing puts it in a great position for drafting.
So, do we take Cooper Flag if we get that draft pick? If we get the number one draft pick, do we take Cooper Flag?
You got to take the best player available.
Do we take Cooper Flag number one? Yeah. So Scotty, can you see Scotty Barnes and Cooper Flag playing together? I think they're the same damn player.
I think they're the same player. Honestly, yeah,
To me, my favorite player in the draft is Dylan Harper, Derek Harper's son. I think that's the way to go.
right. And we had his brother on our team for a bit.
Yeah.
So
his brother ain't like that. His brother ain't like, we can't compare.
mean,
They're not like that. But anyways, that's what it is.
Ace Bailey's the
he's a
problem.
shot maker.
He's a shot
I just don't
maker.
know about his motor. I just gotta see
Yeah.
his IQ. I don't know. Like, I gotta see more. He is a stud though.
He's a
Ace
stud.
Bailey. I do like Ace
Definitely.
Bailey.
But yeah, fuck man, we 2-12 right now. We're last in the NBA. But it don't feel like we're last in the NBA. I mean, at the end of the day, we're like 4 games out of the 8th spot.
I hope they don't take away our franchise, man. because
Shut
we're so
up,
bad.
man. Shut up, bro.
I hope they don't pull
The
it back.
disrespect, bro.
hope
Come
they
on,
don't-
man.
Exactly. They don't give a damn if they win or lose. They just as long as they sell those tickets.
Yeah, man. And those guys that are responsible for the viewership, right? To me, people that are watching the NBA right now are real NBA guys and girls. The rest are just fluffers. Like they're just here for the clout. Like they're here for LeBron. They see LeBron hit a flipping. They want to say it's a big time 3 or a game deciding 3. You're up 1. You know what I mean? Like. What's the worst that could happen? Like,
Okay,
you know what I
let's
mean?
move on, because I see
like,
where you're
you
going
see
with
where I'm
this.
going with that shit?
Let's go,
I'm
let's
gonna be a
go.
hater though, right? Come on,
Yeah,
no, I'm
yeah.
not a hater, man. But LeBron, don't think I didn't see what you did, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay,
Take a 3 when you're already up. That's
Talking
crazy.
about LeBron, let's talk about his son, Bronny James.
Yeah.
So Bronny James, they were. It was reported that he does not travel with the team and he won't play road games. What is your thoughts on this?
Is it for the G League or
For the G League, he's not traveling. You got a lot of people that are upset about this.
Of course, because number one, like you're protecting him. You know what I mean? He needs to go through this. He needs to go through this process. He needs to go. If he's in the G League, everybody in the G League's trying to get to the NBA.
Facts.
So you gotta experience that. You gotta experience staying in a Marriott, flying coach, or driving a team bus. You gotta experience that, because if you don't and you play, oh, you're the chosen one. I'm gonna rip your heart out. If you thought what Pat Bev did to Lonzo Ball when LeVar Ball used to talk all that smack when Lonzo Ball was playing for the Lakers,
Yeah.
this is 20 times worse in the G League. Everybody's coming for his head, bro. You know what I mean? So, Rich Paul, you either doing him a favor by saving
though?
him.
Are they, though?
My
Are they
thing is
really
like,
doing him a favor?
you guys are creating the man's narrative, which sucks. That's how I look at it. Like, you're creating his narrative. Why? Because he's LeBron's son? Don't do that, man. Let him go through the hardship. He should have stayed another year in college, personally, I think.
Should have stayed all four. To be
Right?
honest.
But now that he's where he's at and he got guaranteed money and he's right now less than top G League players, production wise,
What is the G League for?
to prepare you to get back into
So
the NBA.
it's a developmental league, right?
It's a developmental league.
So why are they holding his hand? Like, they got to let go of this kid and stop holding his hand.
But who's holding his hand?
Well, we know where the shots is coming from,
Right.
obviously. But you got to let your son go. Let his hand go and let him go do what he got to do. I agree. Go ride on the team bus.
Yeah.
And with those guys. Brother, you're not an NBA player. Like, with all due respect, you're not an NBA player. You're not NBA ready.
Right.
You're just not. Like, so go to the GD, get reps, go do what you got to do. His rookie teammate, Dalton Connect, he dropped 27. He's dunking. He's ready. He played 4 years in college. He went to JUCO for 2, then transferred. Like, he
Right.
went through the hardship, developed.
So
How do you develop? Why are they protecting this guy so much? I just don't understand.
It to me, I don't know, LeBron, if this was a selfish move on your part just to play with your son,
Well,
to have your son on your team, to do something that hasn't been done since Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. It's selfish, fams. Because now you're creating a narrative for your son. We all want to create narratives for our kids, cool. But at the same time, they got to go through it.
You gotta let him go.
They gotta go through it, bro, and he wasn't ready.
They have to let him go and let him go through that grind and get it out the mud. They say on his own. Let his hand go.
Listen,
Let his hand go and let him do what he got to do.
Unless, you know what I mean, 2 years from now, he's gonna own the Las Vegas franchise, and yeah, his sons are gonna be on that team. Until then, and that's all speculation. I'm just saying. Until then, bro, he needs to get
the reps.
he needs to get his ass whooped a bit.
He needs the reps.
And he's a walking target.
Of
He's
course.
the only person in the G League that has a guaranteed contract.
He needs the reps.
He gonna get his ass whooped.
He needs the reps, man.
Not just the reps. He needs his ass whooped.
Whatever it's gonna take, he needs
Basketball
the reps.
wise, basketball. I'm talking basketball. You know what I mean?
Of course.
He feel how it feels to have a target on your back.
Yeah, whatever.
You know what I mean? And it's
But,
gonna happen.
I heard drafted players don't travel anyways.
Drafted players don't travel.
Yeah, like drafted players, if you're drafted and stuff, or you're on a 2-way contract, you don't travel.
So what happened to Grady? Why did Grady travel?
Grady
Why
was
did Grady
traveling.
travel?
Grady played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Grady's a lottery pick.
You see what Grady's doing right now?
Grady traveled and did. He went. He was traveling. He was doing his thing.
Right.
So I don't know, man. It's just weird. I don't know. I never heard that before. That drafted players don't travel with the G League. That's new to me. Maybe it's true. I don't know.
Listen,
I
when
don't
Rich
know.
Paul's your agent,
You do what you want.
you know what I mean? He's gonna advocate for you. He's gonna look out for your best interests, or you know what I mean, their team's best interests, and he's gonna make it work.
Yeah.
That's just who he is, and the status he has in the league. You know what I mean? But I just feel like sometimes, you just gotta do it old school. Sometimes you gotta put your little man. If you have to fight against a bully, no weapons involved.
Listen,
go to the backyard and
at the end of the day,
and bang out.
At the end of the day, Rich Paul and LeBron James can't hide him forever.
Right.
Eventually, you're gonna have to face, these guards in the league. You're gonna
Right.
have to face him. So they can try to hide him all they want. At the end of the day, if he's not ready, it's gonna show. You can't hide that shit.
Can't.
So it is what it is. I want to talk about Kaya and Anthony.
Yes.
Now this is I like this, and it's funny because his mother, she said something interesting where she said that Carmelo Anthony didn't have anything to do with Cayenne committing to Syracuse. That but they want him to create his own narrative and his own thing. Like you were just talking about with Bronny James. What is your thoughts with Cayenne committing to Syracuse? Do you think he should have went to another school and just completely been out of the way, or do you like this move to Syracuse?
I like the move to Syracuse. I feel like he's still creating his own path, even though, I think his dad, the gym's named after him, or he has a center.
He has a center over there. Yeah.
I mean, there's ties to Syracuse.
Their only championship was from
right,
Melo.
and man, Carmelo just did it the right way. Like I heard his speech in their little after party when he said, "Yo, you're sticking to the blueprint." Like Carmelo never had a blueprint on his journey to the NBA.
No.
Carmelo had the blueprint for Cayenne. You know what I mean? And it's just it's beautiful to watch that he's just going through the steps. You know what I mean? Number one player in New York.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Number one player in the state of New York. Yep.
Now he's going to Syracuse.
In the state of New York.
Right?
Yep.
So it only makes sense. Hopefully, he gets picked up by the Knicks. You know what I mean? Later on down the road. But and you can see the difference between the thought process of getting it out the mud and not using your name or your stardom to put your kid on.
But do you know what I like about what Carmelo said one time, where he stated that, we're not thinking about one and done.
Right.
Like, you're going to go and do what you got to do, and
Facts.
we're not going to rush this process. Like, basically saying, like, we're rich already. Like, you're going to do it the right way.
Just do it the right way and done.
If you're ready, then you go. If you're not ready, you're going to
develop.
stay, and we're going to develop.
Bottom
which
line.
I like that. It's the
But
total
that's how
opposite.
everybody should be moving, regardless.
But it's the total opposite of what LeBron is doing for Bronny.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, Bronny's like 6'1", 6'2" guard.
Yeah.
Cayenne is 6'5", 6'6".
Right.
Like, he's tall.
Right.
Like, he's actually a tall guard.
Facts.
And he's a better player. If we're going to keep it 100, he's just a better player. So I like that angle.
I like how some of these NBA dads are moving. You know what I mean?
Dylan Harper.
Like I
and
love what LeBron did. Don't get it twisted. I think any of us would have did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that card was always gonna be there.
But this is the thing that I'm saying. Was it for him, or was it actually for his son?
No, I personally think that was LeBron. That was like, you want your cake and eat it too.
Those are the things that I'm
you
trying to figure
you should have
out.
had him do the 4 years. You know what I mean?
You're not like it's not like you're starving. You're one of the richest guys in the world. You're not starving. So why not just, what's the rush?
Straight up.
So was it for, do we know that Bronny, did it mean anything to him to want to play with his dad? We know what it meant for LeBron.
Right.
But what did it actually mean for Bronny? No one asked that question.
No
for
one
real.
asked that question.
Is it out there?
He'll never answer that question. Like, you know what I
No
mean?
one knows how important it was for him. Right. Obviously, when the camera's in his face, like, oh, this is a special moment. But did it actually mean? Was that something that he wanted to, to get done? We don't know that.
Well, hopefully, they have a plan, and they have to have a plan for him. So it's all good.
Well, the plan is let's hide him until he gets better.
Shout out all the NBA dads though, man, from Carmelo to Gilbert. I see what Jamal Crawford's doing with his son. I see what Rajon Rondo, who has a son in the class of 2030.
Ron Harper's son.
Oh my God,
Dylan Harper.
Some of these dads are giving their sons the blueprint, and it's gonna be amazing to watch.
I'm excited for Cayenne to be at Syracuse. I think it's a good move. They haven't had this type of light since probably Melo, as far as recruiting wise. They kind of been just whatever. Obviously, Jim Boeheim retiring, after getting not right after, but he didn't stay too long after that, right? He just retired. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see him play, because I was never really too convinced until I seen him as a senior.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, this guy can actually play. He's actually nice.
Nice for that.
Like, he can play far as, and he worked. As we seen it. We seen Melo just teaching him the jab steps to now.
Look at that.
Like, that's amazing. He's gonna win Mr. Basketball of the state of New York this year. He's gonna stay in state, and it's gonna be the biggest. It's gonna be the biggest buzz in New York, and they never had that for a while.
Straight up.
So I'm excited to see it, man.
Facts.
Who do you guys have better, Cayenne or Bryce?
Oh, Cayenne's better than Bryce.
Cayenne's
Bryce
better than
averaged
Bryce
like
right now.
4 points a game.
Right.
Sierra Cannon. He might not even better than Bronny. He
The height,
the
though.
height and his
Yeah.
his attributes as far as like the size, but I think
He
Bronny.
can shoot.
Yeah, like
He can shoot a bit. He can facilitate. He can play make.
And I always thought Bryce was gonna be better than Bronny. I don't see it. He hasn't made any noise in high school at all, and
Right.
even playing AU, zero noise. So, that's
Good observation right there.
yeah. So, it is what it is. But let's move on to hip hop.
Yeah.
Interesting. Again, Drake is the #1 streamed artist of October. Like I sound like a friggin' broken record, but the fall
Just
off.
gotta
needs
throw
to
that
be-
in there, man.
The
Just
fall
throw
off
that
needs
in
to
there,
be
man.
studied, but it is what it is.
Right.
Anyways, but I want to talk about Dame Dash. Right, Dame Dash was trying to finesse us. He was trying to finesse people.
Explain.
So he was saying that he wanted to sell his 1/3, and I'm not sure if they're talking about Rockefeller Records or are they talking about Reasonable Doubt. What I read was Rockefeller Records.
Right.
1/3 of his Rockefeller Records. The state of New York bought it, and they didn't buy it. I think they bought it for a million. I think they bought it for 1 million, but they had to. They took it and bought it because they have to pay his debt. He has to pay his debt. The child support and the taxes.
All
right?
right.
Dame, you were trying to sell it for 10 million and to give us one of them rusty ass, greasy ass Rockefeller chains. That Rockefeller chain don't hit the same no more, my guy. So where did he get this 10 million from that he was trying to sell it for?
Oh man, he's trying to buy low, sell high.
He was
I
trying
don't-
to finesse us.
I
Get
don't
out
know.
of here with that
I
shit.
don't know,
the
man.
state
You know
of New
what I
York bought it for 1 million and they sold. And like I don't understand.
Man.
I don't know. But what's your thoughts of all of this, man?
Listen, man.
Dame Dash losing his teeth, falling out his mouth, all kind like bro, the man is looking bad.
I think Dame's a genius.
This is
number
all a
one.
finesse. Like
think
I'm
it's-
just gonna play
I-
poor
Yo,
to get
and
everybody off. Him?
he'll throw those little lines like, you know what I mean? What boss doesn't go poor for a second? Like, you know what I mean? Like he'll throw these little gems at people,
man.
like, you know what I mean? That you got to go through a little hard time when you're putting up your own money. He has his own network, bro. Like,
But what is that network doing?
it's doing a lot. When him and 50 were going at it, a lot of people start buying into his network. Like, you know what I mean?
50 laughs at him.
He laughs at him all the time.
50 just posted when Dame was talking about $1 million is nothing.
Right.
And anybody who says $1 million is nothing is just stupid. And Dame Dash was a very dumb guy.
I don't think stupid and dumb are good words to use.
He's just an idiot.
man.
He's an idiot. Because, listen, Jay-Z just kept elevating. The
Right.
guy said, you basically made Jay-Z. Jay-Z said, make another Hove. He couldn't find another Hove. And all of a sudden, he's putting his money up into all his businesses, which I don't know if that's a smart move as far as a businessman.
Right.
Use other people's money too.
Right.
But I just don't understand where this fall off came from. Like, where the child support killed you like that? I don't think if you're a smart
you know
businessman
what? I think-
and you got money, that would end you. What happened?
I
to
think
him?
it's just relationships, man. Like, a lot of people are, after the split between Dame and Jay, a lot of people went on the Jay side, and a lot of people weren't feeling Dame because of how he used to treat people, I guess. You know what I mean? I think
It's all about relations and how you deal with people.
bottom
how you
line,
talk to
at the
people.
end of the day, man, that's what it comes down to, yo. And he burned a lot of bridges, bro.
Okay.
So,
All right, man. Well, listen, man. We hope that Dame Dash can figure this out
yes.
and he can get through this, man.
Yes.
I would love to see Dame and Jay get back together, man. Like that to me, that duo was just like something we've never seen before in hip hop. So we hope that they can figure it out, and Dame could just get back on his feet. And maybe this is all just a game. Like maybe just like, hey, it is what it is. Like
Facts.
maybe he's finessing the system just to get out of not paying it. I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows?
You know
But
what I mean? There's always loopholes.
but for this is all over now. We Dame ain't got to come on record and talk about it.
Facts.
It's over with. Hopefully, he can move on with his life, and
He's doing big things as well, man. So shout out Dave, man. Keep going. You're still motivating and inspiring those up and coming entrepreneurs and money makers and go getters.
I don't think he's broke. Because he does do appearances, and if you want to, so from what I was told, like, you got to pay him $20,000 for him to sit down at your podcast.
There you go, B.
So,
So-
I don't think he's just like flat on his face. But the money is not how it probably used to be,
or it could have been.
or it could have been, right?
If relationships would have stayed.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
yeah,
hopefully everything works out for him and he can turn this all around.
Facts.
But that's it, man. That's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Listen, man, I want to shout out my Westview varsity girls team, man.
Yes.
I got a chance to coach. I got a chance to coach my girls. First time ever coaching girls. You know what I mean? And they accepted me. And sure, I came in with a lot of structure. You know
Right.
what I mean? Offensively and defensively, and they bought in. We lost. We fell short. Shout out West Hill. Well coached. They got some players over there. You know what I mean? I think a few of them play rep. You
Right.
know, a good chunk of our girls, or I think all my girls, they're just starting to play rep. You know what I mean? I'm introducing them to the rep world.
Yep, yep.
You know, so just making it to the city final
That's big.
and falling short. You know what I mean? They got eliminated last year real early in the playoffs, so
Right.
they definitely set the tone for our basketball program this year. So our junior boys, our senior boys, you can thank our varsity girls for setting the bar that much higher
Give
for
it
you
a shout
guys
out.
to attend.
Give us some names of the girls on your team, man.
Savannah,
Give us some shout outs.
Savannah, Faith, Jamila, Kaylee, who else is there? Avia. Who else is there? There's a lot, man. Aaliyah. There's so many. Oh, Claudia. There's Tashay. There's a lot. And our pardon?
Asia.
Asia, of course. How could I forget? Happy belated birthday, Asia. And this team is a varsity team, so it's a mixture of grade 9 all the way to grade 12.
Tough.
You know what I mean? And a good chunk of our girls that made a lot of impact. Savannah was a grade 12, Faith grade 12, but we got grade 11s and 9s. So I'm looking forward to next year. You know what I mean? And we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it big. Hopefully we can do it bigger and better
You guys will.
next year as well.
You guys
will.
will.
So shout out my Westview varsity girls, man. I had to do that, man. Proud of you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. And just continue to support. You know what I mean? Subscribe on all our social media platforms. Hit that notification button. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Hip Hop Hoops, baby. You know what I mean? We're hip hop meets hoops. We ain't going nowhere, baby. We out.
Let's go.